Misfits 22 just finished up. You can see people are getting ready to leave. I'm gonna stay here with you guys while we leave. I know that sounds weird, but follow me. Here was the ring where it all went down. It felt like the old days here at Misfits. It just felt good to be back. We had so many good fights. It was a lot of hype, but it delivered, you know? And I'm walking backward here because Leo didn't want to. So I'm gonna go backward here. If I run into anybody, I'm sorry. But almost like walking backward, we were kind of walking into the blind tonight. We didn't really know what we were gonna get. But what we found out was every fighter was, at least to their level, ready to go. It started out with the undercard fights. Amir Anderson, by the way, that kid, I don't know how he doesn't have gold around his waist, at least at some point in his career. We had Jahan Ingram, another guy that Misfits is bringing into their pro prospect scene. This is the thing you get with Misfits, and I know we talked about it all the time, but you find ways to blend things, right? Entertainment, pro boxing, MMA fighters coming to pro boxing, all of that. And it somehow works out for them. And tonight it did once again, like I said. Let me get out of this way. Oh, sorry. The curtain there, we're closing them. But before we do, I gotta make sure to tell you guys what happened. So yeah, that was incredible. And then we got to some of the women's fights, and Carla Jade did her thing as champ. It wasn't the most, you know, it was a bit back and forth fight, but I wanted to see more out of Carla Jade, but that's okay. She still retained her belt. There's the champ, by the way. Big time champ win. Congratulations. I did well, you did great. Oh, stop it. Congratulations on the win, of course. Get to hold that gold.
Yeah.
What's next?
Oh, what do you think's next? What do you want next?
I don't know. Just keep holding on to that belt and keep going out there and doing your thing. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I want Jenny Savage.
Oh,
think about that.
Okay, I like it. Take it easy. There she is. And we're out of here. And still for me, I want to talk about this Joey Essex and Numero fight. Was it the most skill ever? No, it wasn't. Was it the most boxing acumen? No. But it was heart and will. Both of those guys jumped in there and gave their best performance possible. It felt like two guys that were so tired they wanted to stop and just wouldn't stop. It was like watching two guys that had no air left in their beings trying to use their appendages. So yeah, it was a little goofy, but it was hard, man. And both guys brought it. Did Joey win? The crowd certainly thought so. I had it more like a draw, but regardless, a big time fight there. And then we had Misfits MMA. What did I tell you guys? Dillon Danis is a high-level grappler. The one thing you don't do with high-level grapplers is try to grapple. The fight started, and then it ended in less time than the walkouts to the fight before it started. Dillon Danis walked right forward on Spencer, put it on him, and by the way, Warren Spencer, boom, tried an uppercut up the middle, kind of got there, but Dillon with a check hook over the top, and then started talking to him, and immediately, for whatever reason, Warren decided it was time to clinch. And I'm not sure why. Maybe it was a little bit nervous, maybe the pressure of being in that ring against a guy that's a really good grappler, or maybe he just wanted to change the aspect of what was happening, right? Ben the Bane Davis knows about that. So it was just one of those things where I couldn't believe that we saw Warren Spencer try to grapple. It was crazy.
It was the dumbest move I have seen in quite some time, right? Disappointing from Warren, and I think he said something afterwards like, no, I tried to clinch, I didn't try to shoot a takedown.
But you can't initiate any grappling.
Either way, exactly, locking up your body whatsoever with a submission specialist like that, hey, that's one quick way to lose. So for Warren Spencer, listen, I love the guy. It was nice of him to accept this opportunity and come in, but what happened was what we expected. Yeah. But I'll tell you what was unexpected. Tony fucking Ferguson.
Crazy.
Big win. Now, a lot of the, conversation online was that the premature stoppage is in.
Yeah.
Wade, and listen, I don't want to be a contrarian, but...
Kind of do.
But I can sort of see what the referee was envisioning. Saul was covering up,
right?
But it's not like he was moving to clinch. It's not like he was looking to throw back. It was just shelling up, which I don't know if that is as intelligent as other maneuvers to evade damage. So I'm not saying most justified stoppage ever, but I'm just saying I guess I can see why that played out the way it did. Maybe Tony Ferguson saw Papi too. Maybe we have to run it back.
Maybe.
I want to think about that, but when you watch it back...
That Oladipo, ladies and gentlemen. Keep going.
Need I be introduced?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking, when you watch it, although it was early, it was coming. It, like the pressure that Tony Ferguson was putting on that front foot, he's not used to it.
Yeah.
He ain't used to someone putting him on that much pressure. Yeah. And then the punches started to bounce off, and I was thinking, this ain't looking good for Salt.
Yeah.
That almost, in a weird way, that stoppage actually helps sort a little bit because we're all like,
you give him an out a little bit.
Yeah,
you give
he
him a little
gets
bit
an out,
of
doesn't he? He gets an out
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we'll see what happens with Salt next, but what a moment.
The champ is here.
We just spoke with the champ there.
Talk about moments, man. Moments.
Listen,
Thank you so much.
like I said, we don't know what's going to happen next for Salt Papi, but what a moment for Tony Ferguson. That was such a moment for him. He fell to his knees. It was an emotional time for him, but for good reason. He'd come off 6 fights losing, and everyone telling him that this was going to go one way and one way only, and it didn't. And Tony overcame it.
This is a man who has not won a fight since 2019. This is a man who at one point in time was the gold standard and then fell completely off the mountaintop to the base. Yeah. And there was such, I would say, sentiment online that this was a funeral. Yeah. We're walking into a
I felt that way. It wasn't even just I felt that way. I'm sure, let's be honest with ourselves. I felt Salt Papi was going to hurt him bad.
And look, he tried. T. Ferguson ate some of those shots. He did get a little bit buckled, did get a little bit stumbled, but boy, the recoverability, maybe north of 40 is the new 20, right? Because T. Ferguson ran through.
Hearing that, Addy?
Oh, come on.
I've already done my call out. I've done it a couple of times. But one thing as well about Ferguson, let's not forget, he's used to those 4-ounce gloves.
Yeah.
I mean, these were like 10-ounce pillows.
Yeah, he's getting
for him. So he's like, well, 1 second, I've been hit with things a lot smaller than this.
Gentlemen, I got to finish this video. I'll see you, though. We got to go. My man, appreciate you.
No problem.
Appreciate both y'all, boys. And listen, this is the thing. I got a homecoming of my own a little bit here. Look at all these guys I get to work with once again. Leo's coughing his head off. It's been one of those days. We're working hard here, but we still had 1 fight left to go. It was our main event of the evening. And the main event was Darren Till, Luke Rockhold. We all thought coming into it, Darren Till's gonna walk in here and potentially do a number on Luke because he's got more experience boxing, because Luke is coming over from MMA. But the co-main event just showed us that wasn't always the case. That if you didn't have boxing experience, you could still get it done. Tony just did it to Salt Papi, so there was still that ambiguity until we had to walk through the final door. I really hope this works. There's a lot of people in here. You know what? Let's not do that. Let's wait just a second because I got to get my suit off and get going out of here, get on a plane and go back to Orange County. But I want to talk to you lastly about that main event. Darren Till just had one of the nastiest knockouts. There's Leah.
Sorry, I just
That's okay.
photobombed your
No, it's okay. We're on video here. It was a pleasure working with you. Thank you so much. So nice to meet you. Anything you want to tell the people?
Wow, what a knockout. I was not expecting that so early. Were you?
Darren's just got a heat seeker of a left hand, and Luke tends to rise that chin up when he comes in, and it's almost inevitable to me.
Yeah, it looks so tough, but after that first left hand in the first round, it was over.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Well, appreciate you, girl. Thank you so much. Nice to see you. That first knockdown was an indicator as to how the power from Darren Till is translating to boxing. Yes, Luke's 40, I get that. But that first knockdown was like, oh, he's not getting up. Somehow, I don't know if it was by the grace of the big man upstairs or Luke Rockhold's just sheer will and ability, he got to his feet, answered the bell, but at that point, it was a matter of when, not if. And let me just say this, Luke Rockhold is a tough SOB. For you kids at home, that means son of a bitch. He is a tough warrior. I couldn't believe that he kept getting up. They could have stopped that fight way before they did, but eventually, Darren Till found the button, and he left Luke in a position you'd find like a dirty stack of clothes. It was just all over the place. The referee was counting in his face like Luke was gonna rise from the dead or something. I don't know what that was, but that was the end of the night, and what a night it was. Like I said, fantastic return here to Misfits. Darren Till puts on a show. I think my MVP of the night, regardless of the early stoppage, is probably Tony Ferguson, because who in the fuck thought that was gonna happen? Joey Essex fought his heart out. Numero fought his heart out. Everybody that came here tonight put on a performance, put on a show. The prospects did their thing, the MMA fighters did their thing, and so did the influencers. This is Crossover Boxing. This was Misfits 22. I'm Wade Plem. I'll see you on the next one.